Yo, and welcome. Good whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. Today we have about a 20-minute flow. We're going to challenge abdominal core with a tough superset. And we got a lot of great posterior chain stretches. It'll be a very seamless and fluid flow, so I think you're going to like this one. First things first, let's bring ourselves to a present state, focus on where we are, try to join ourselves at our mat. Let's get right into it. First stretch, bring those feet together. Butterfly stretch, try to press those knees towards the floor. We're going to hold here for 3 or 4 breaths. And then as you get comfortable in this position, you can lower your forearms to the ground and hinge forward a little bit more, making that stretch a little bit more intense. We're going to stay here for about 6 breaths. We're going to keep with the pattern from the last few videos and stick with 6s. So for many of our holds, we're going to have 6 seconds of breaths. Or rather 6 breaths, and however many seconds that takes. Next, we're going to slowly sit up, spread our legs as wide as we're able, and we're going to shift our body to one side, reaching as close to that leg as we can here for 6 breaths. As you set into that stretch, if you can reach a little bit farther, try to grab onto that foot and pull yourself a little bit lower, a little bit closer to that foot. Let's come up, switch sides, same thing on leg number 2. Next, let's shift to the center. Maybe widen that seat a little bit. Try to spread your legs a little bit more. And then reach as far forward, right down the center as you can. Try to bring your elbows to the floor, whatever position you can be in. If you need a yoga block to place your elbows on, use whatever you need, but hinge as far as you're able and breathe. All right, we're going to come up. If your legs feel a little bit heavy, use your arms to bring them together and then shift sideways if you're facing like me, so you're on the long side of your mat now. We are actually going to shift backwards from here. So widen your stance, bring your feet and knees a little bit wider than your hips, point your fingertips towards your heels, raise your hips up, reverse tabletop. In a moment, we're going to shift into an L-sit. If you can lift your legs up off the ground and keep them straight, do that. If not, and you need to leave your heels on the ground, that is totally fine. This is a tough lower ab exercise either way. And hold. We're going to be here for about 6 breaths. Legs as straight as you're able. Try to keep that butt off the ground. And shift back, feet wide, raise hips, straight line from shoulder, hip to knee. And shift back to that L-sit, straighten the legs, lift your butt, if you can, your heels as well. 6 breaths. And heels down, hips up. Take a break from that L-sit. We're going to lower our butt to the floor, a little bit closer to our heels. We're going to extend our legs straight out. Lower ourselves all the way down onto the mat, Savasana. Raise one leg straight. 6 times, we're going to reach up for that toe. Hold at the top for 1 or 2 breaths. then go back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Back down. Oh, looks like I do 7. Hold one more time. And back down, switch legs. Leg number 2 up. 1. Down, up, 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7th. And back down. All right, legs down, sit up, back to reverse tabletop. Raise those hips, hold. Here for 6 breaths. And L-sit. And back to reverse tabletop. L-sit one last time. Feet down, back up to reverse tabletop. And lower your butt to the floor, straighten your legs. Lie back down, Shavasana. Straighten one leg, raise it up. Reach for that foot, 2 or 3 breaths at the top. Back down, 1. Up. Back down, 2. Up. Down, 3. Up. Down, 4. Up. Down, 5. Up. Down, 6. Switch legs. Counted right this time. Up. Down, 1. Up. Down, 2. Up. Down, 3. Up. Four. Up. Five. Up. And 6. Legs down. Oh, I did 7. Okay, now legs down. Stay in Shavasana for a moment. From here, we're slowly going to sit up by crossing our legs into a seat and then shifting forward into a tabletop. Get near the middle of your mat. And let's shift to downward dog. First one of the day, so if those heels don't touch the ground, that's a-okay. You can pedal your feet, walk your dog. Here for 6 breaths. Even if you can jump to the front of your mat, today, let's not. We're going to walk our feet forward in a moment, in between our hands. Walk those feet forward into a forward fold. Fold as much as you're able. Squat down, bend your knees, round, roll your back, reach for the sky. Inhale as you do so. And forward fold. Hug your knees, hug your legs again. Let's come up halfway, straighten your back. Inhale, lower back down. Bend your knees, round, roll that back, reach for the sky. Inhale on the way up. Let's interlace those fingers now behind your back, standing straight up. Try to flip those palms downward, outward. Hinge so that your hips are at 90, and then raise those arms above your head, or as far up as you can get them. The palms of my hands see the ceiling right now. Big stretch for the anterior shoulder, your chest, your bicep, your elbow, your forearm, and your wrist. Breathe, stay here for 6 breaths. As you stand up, make it slow, then release those arms. We're going to go back down to a forward fold. Hands to the floor. Send your right leg back. Straighten both legs for pyramid stretch here. Try to get both heels on the ground. Both legs as straight as you're able. Should not be pain, but it should be an uncomfortable stretch for those hamstrings and the calf on the back leg. Let's rotate to the right so we're facing forward. Legs are still wide, heels planted, and we hinge. Lower yourself towards the mat. You can reach between and behind your legs and try to pull yourself through for a little bit more of a stretch on those hamstrings. Next, we take our left hand next to our right foot, rotate and open up your chest. Your chest should see the wall behind you. Shoulders stacked, hands stacked. Big twist, deep hinge. Place that hand on the ground next to your foot. Shift sideways, staying on that foot. So we got a pyramid stretch on this leg now. Straighten both legs. Try to keep your feet flat, heels down. Fold over that front leg and breathe. We are shifting back to the center, rotating to our left, legs wide, hands behind your legs. Try to pull yourself through, get a little bit deeper into this hinge. Now, take that right hand next to that left foot. Twist, open up, stack your shoulders, stack your hands, face the wall behind you. Big stretch for that low back and the glute of your right leg. Next, let's shift back to a deep lunge on the leg we're on. Drop your back leg to the ground, uncurl your toes so it's flat on the ground. You're going to take your left hand and twist and reach back for the baby toe side of your foot. Then lean forward, open up your shoulders, try to rotate so your chest sees the wall. Inhale, press your hips down and forward, trying to lengthen from your knee to your hip to your shoulder. We want a straight line. We're here for 6 breaths. Lower that leg, hands back to the ground. Bring your left leg next to your right behind you so you can shift back into child's pose. Let's come back up to that low lunge, this time right leg forward. Then take your right arm, reach back for your left foot on the baby toe side. Open up your shoulders and your chest, face the wall to your right. Bring those hips down and forward to create a straight line from your knee to your hip to your shoulder. Lower your hands back down, bring your knees back together, shift back to child's pose. Lift up, shift into tabletop. Curl your toes, raise your hips, shift into downward dog. By now there should be a little bit more mobility, more flexibility, so try to get those heels a little bit closer and bring your chest a little bit closer to your knees. Try to make yourself an upside down V. Again, no jumping. Walk your feet forward, outside your hands. Drop down to a deep squat. Lift your hands. We'll stay in our squat. Bring your hands behind your body so you can sit down gently. Cross your legs, sit comfortably. We're doing a side bending stretch here. So lower your forearm to the ground or hand, lean to the side, reach to the side over your head. Stack your shoulders, open your chest. Feel that stretch up those obliques and those lats. Let's do the same thing on side number 2. Down to your hand or forearm. Reach over your head, stack your shoulders, and breathe. We got one thing left to do. Let's uncross those legs, get them to the edges of your mat. Lie down all the way. Palms up, Shavasana. Steady your breathing, make sure you brought it back down to normal. And then we're actually going to try something new. A breathing technique that I learned from watching a different video earlier today. I totally forget the name. But basically what's going to happen here is you're going to inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, and hold for 5 seconds. And that pattern is going to repeat for about 5 or 6 breaths. So I'm going to guide you through it for the first few, and then you'll keep that pattern going. You're welcome to stay, you're welcome to go. This is all we got left. All right, exhale everything out. 3, 2, 1, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that pattern going yourself. If you're ready, let's start bringing that breath back to normal. Comfortable deep breathing. No holding. That's all I got for you. Thanks for joining. Feel free to lay around a little longer. Have a wonderful day. And thank yourself as well. See you later.